The next generation of consoles are coming sooner than you think. These new consoles are a next generation leap when you look at their specs, but how will they do when put against each other? Let's see them in action in the battle of the consoles after Sony's latest reveal of the PS5's official spec.
Let us first look at the CPU specs of each console. The Xbox Series X has a powerful 3.7 GHz CPU, but with SMT or simultaneous multi-threading, it will run at 3.6 GHz for Sony. On the other hand, they have 3.5 GHz of power with SMT. They're both based off the not fully released Zen 2 architecture from AMD. It's clear that the Xbox wins this category.
Now let's look at the GPU of both consoles, which is the main upgrade from their predecessors. The Xbox Series X has a whopping 12.16 teraflops of GPU performance compared to its previous generation of 1.31 and 6 teraflops for the Xbox One and One X respectively. So as you can see, this is a massive upgrade. It has 52 compute units running at 1.825 GHz each. The PlayStation 5, however, has a much less amusing, but still very impressive, 10.28 teraflops of raw power. This is compared to the 1.84 and 4.2 teraflops of the PS4 and PS4 Pro. Both of these are still very powerful and will be able to run at 4K at about 60 to 70 frames per second. It has 36 compute units running at 2.23 GHz each.
This may look like the PS5 is lacking right now, but you can look at compute units as CPU cores. Most applications favor lower compute units at a higher clock speed because they don't know what to do with those massive amounts of compute units, so the PS5 isn't out of this battle of the consoles yet.
Next, let's go on to RAM, or random access memory. Both consoles have 16 GB of GDDR6 RAM, which is very fast and can pretty much guarantee the fastest memory on any system of that price. Let's move swiftly on to the storage of both consoles, which are both pretty impressive. The storage for both will max out 1 TB, but you will always be able to add an external hard drive to either consoles in order to store more games. The load times, though, will shock you. The PS5 will be able to load 5.5 GB per second, while the Xbox Series X can do half of that at about 2.4 GB per second. Even though both are really fast, the PS5 is the clear winner of this category.
The Xbox now favors a vertical design for the Series X, and this is much better layout for cooling, allowing a lot more airflow and therefore making it cool and perform much better. The PlayStation 5, however, has a more horizontal layout and does not have as much cooling, which will make it perform worse.
In addition to the consoles, you also get the controller, which is also very important to the gameplay experience. The Xbox controller is very similar from last generation, but it has the very welcome addition of having USB Type-C rather than micro USB, and it also reportedly has an upgraded D-pad. The controller, however, has changed completely. This controller is now called the DualSense controller rather than the DualShock 4 of last generation, and it looks completely different. It now has a more Xbox controller shape, but with the 2 thumbsticks still at the bottom, and it has a pretty weird and different selection of colors, to say the least.
It reportedly has better haptic feedback, along with USB Type-C, as well as many other new features, such as a new Create button, adaptive triggers, a new light bar placement so you can actually see the light from your controller, and also it has a built-in microphone.
The PlayStation 5 will most likely release for a price at around $450 to $500. The Xbox Series X, however, will probably retail for a little more than that at about $500 to $600, which I would also say is an unbeatable deal. Similar to the PlayStation 5 would cost about $800. To build a PC similar to the Xbox Series X, it would cost from $900 or up to $1,000. You are getting so much value with these two consoles. I personally think that the Xbox is the better deal because on top of having more CPU and better GPU performance, it also has a much better controller and layout for cooling, so it will most likely perform a lot better. All of these add up to a much more immersive gameplay experience, making it a very compelling buy. So that's been it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please subscribe and like the video if you enjoyed it, and peace. Peace out.